Good morning, I'm Joyce Flanagan, and I worked here at Charlotte Christian School from August 1970 to June of 2003. One of the highlights of my life. It was 33 years, and I enjoyed every minute of it. My husband Kenneth also worked here, and he was here 42 years. And so if you add those two numbers together, we served Charlotte Christian School for 75 years. A great time. I served many roles here at Charlotte Christian School. I was mainly in the business office, but as needed, I was headmaster secretary for a while, athletic secretary, middle school secretary, and I also ran the school store after school. When I started to work at Charlotte Christian School, it was in 1970, and not at this location. We were about 3 miles where Central Church is now. We were there for 2 years, and then we moved here in 1972. And it was a great time to see the groundbreaking. And the first thing that happened, we bought a church that used to be over near the old Coliseum, and it was moved in here first. And then the middle school building was built. The parents helped out so much. We did all the painting, and even Dr. Ross Rhodes, our pastor, helped us with the painting. In case you don't know, the K through 12 was in the middle school building, plus one of the rooms was used for our office. Then the next building was the gym, where the upper school building is now. As we continued to grow, the upper school building needed to be built, so we moved the gym to its present location. And then the mobile units that we had bought to house the different classrooms, we sold those to make room for the new lower school building. During the time we were building the lower school building, we were also building the administrative building. School had really grown during that time, from 150 students when I started to what it is now. God has really blessed this school. Some of the annual traditions that we had when I worked here was the bazaar. We also had attic sales every year. And one of the highlights of that was Bernard Beatty's hot dogs. They were so good. God has really blessed our family. At first, we didn't think we could afford to even send one child, and we had 4 to graduate, plus a grandchild to graduate, and now we have 3 grandchildren here. Our oldest daughter had already graduated from high school, and she became our school bus driver. Yes, we did have buses back then. The dining hall was named for us, the Flanagan Dining Hall. We were so surprised when they would not let us come down for months, and they said it was because of the construction. And the day that we did get to come down, and we were honored to find out that the dining hall had been named for us. What a great honor that was, and a great surprise. The fond memories that I have of Charlotte Christian School is to be able to work with godly, dedicated Christians for 33 years, and to even get to know the parents and the children too. And one of Ken's favorite things was to take the children on field trips in the bus that he loved to drive. The Christian environment here at Charlotte Christian School, where the seed is planted in the students and it flourishes, and then some of the students have even come back to work here. What a blessing.
I'm Dan Smith. We have a company that moved us to Charlotte, North Carolina, right where you are, in 1996. Our daughters at the time, Jessica and Jackie, were leaving Westminster Academy here in South Florida, going into middle school and high school, respectively. Because of my involvement in a board on a similar school in Florida, was asked to be on the board of directors or board of trustees in 1996, and it's been a great ride ever since. The lower school property on the north side, kind of facing the baseball fields, was done just as I was getting started. the fundraising was commencing. And then we went to expanding the administrative gym to having a full cafeteria, which connects the administration building with the Lamb Johnson gym. And then the third one was the renovation of the Lamb Johnson gym. It was the Lamb Gymnasium originally. And Angela Johnson, dad, Tim Johnson, passed away unexpectedly in 2000. And it was decided to raise the money in Tim's honor and completely refurbish that gym. But that was 20 years ago, hard to believe. You know, for me, the amazing part about being a part of Charlotte Christian is how the entire community comes together for the one purpose, and that's a Christ-centered school. I can remember my second year of being on the board, several things had taken place, including just completing the new administration building. And frankly, interest rates were fluctuating a lot, and business was having some difficult times then. And economy was struggling a little bit, and so was the student population. When that happened, we were really having difficulty covering all of our bills. The thing that's amazing is when you take kind of like a dream team God put together on this Board of Trustees, it was amazing to watch how God pulled the talents of everybody together to get through that situation. You take all those people combined who have this incredible experience, they pulled it together to have an outcome that could have never been dreamt of. None of us would have had the guts to ask God for how great it came out. But one sweet, sweet lady, Merrill Garr, was on the board at the time, and Merrill was a senior. Her family owned Lure Crest camps up in the mountains, and she was kind of our stabilizer in prayer and the one that helped us bring things together in an order that would represent what we wanted it to represent as a Charlotte Christian school. But the team that God put together and the outcome of that was just incredible. One of the annual events that was happening at Charlotte Christian at the time was putting together shoe boxes for kids that were in Haiti, at a Haiti Christian school. There were 17 schools, and everybody was charged with bringing in 1-gallon baggies that had certain things in them. And it was as simple as toothpaste and toothbrushes and a toy. But basically this 1-gallon bag had to fit into a shoebox. And Charlotte Christian School had thousands and thousands of those boxes done. And they did it for years. And actually, a really cool part of it is I got to go with some of your students to Haiti to hand deliver those gifts to the kids in the actual school. So it was a hands-on experience. It was one that was ingrained in the memories of all the students that got to go forever. And it was really a special event. I enjoyed that thoroughly. One of the traditions that was a great deal of fun was chaperoning Windy Gap every year for many, many years. I can recall doing everything from being a volunteer cook and getting up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning and learning how to make biscuits for hundreds of kids at a time, to watching them do the blob and bounce one another as far up as they could in the sky, and also having really good quality time of music and prayer and great presentations. It was a great kickoff to the school year. Charlotte Christian allowed us to have a goal as a family to be a part of something that was really good in our community. It wasn't just what happened at Charlotte Christian's classrooms or the field. It was the place that it had and the influence that it had, not just on our community, but on Kingdom. I'm going to say accountability is something that is really strong at Charlotte Christian, and everybody learning that you have to be accountable for your actions and what happens tomorrow. And of course that leads to integrity. What I found for my family and for others who've had the experience, I found that incredible level of accountability and integrity is something that's purposeful throughout life, and I know it certainly has only helped us. I loved participating and going to the chapels and hearing each week what the key focus was for that week or for the year's theme. Enjoyed the theater, loved the arts. One thing that I miss the most now that I'm back in Florida for my work at our headquarters is the fall football. Sitting there watching the football players play, the cheerleaders cheer, and the fall leaves in the background is just a great memory. The other part of the exceptional memories on my family is having a second generation go there, having two granddaughters that are at school and seeing how they're benefiting from being at Charlotte Christian, how they thrive there, how they love going to school, how they really are embracing everything that Charlotte Christian is about. So seeing that second generation is really fulfilling. I think Charlotte Christian is a special place, not just in Charlotte, North Carolina, but in our country. I see how our young athletes comport themselves as they compete locally and on a national basis. I see how our wonderful students do the same thing on the scholastics and the different competitions and things that they're a part of. And furthermore is how they represent where they came from when they go off to college. So many of the Charlotte Christian graduates know what it is that they believe, and they're not afraid of it. They're not afraid to defend their faith when they get to college.